Seeking Jesus and searching the scriptures will bring us face to face with the Word. Let's join Lee Eddy on today's search.
Greetings. Good to see you. I can't see you. You can see me though. That's a good thing. We're going to be talking more about the blessing today, how to use the tongue, the power of the tongue. We're going to be taking a little bit further. We're going to be doing a little bit of recap and then going further. And so this is so cool. We're just having a grand time here. So let's just get after it. We're talking about the power of the tongue, learning how to use blessing. Blessing is so much bigger than we've ever seen, we've ever understood. Most people, the only time they hear blessing is when somebody sneezes. Hey, bless you. That's about it. Or if you live in the South, he's a rubber snagging, bad news, junk crud, backwater kind of idiot. Bless his heart. Hmm. Well, blessing is so much more than that. So what we did is we went into Deuteronomy chapter 30, and this is further down in the passage, but it says, I call heaven and earth to witness against you today. Now, when he says, I call heaven and earth as a witness against you today, what he means is you can find and verify both in the spirit realm, heaven, and in the physical realm, earth. When the blessing happens, you can verify it, you can see it happening. It's called heaven and earth, a witness. You can find evidence of it in both heaven and earth that the blessing happens. So he says, I call heaven and earth against you today that I have set before you. Now, what does he set before them? He says, I've set before you life and death, the blessing and the curse. Now, this is a little bit different than the list we had had before. And that list said, I set before you life and good, death and evil. And I'm calling you to love the Lord your God. And now he brings it down and he changes the list by adding to it, and he adds this to it something of great importance. Look at this. It says, I set before you life and death, the blessing and the curse. Now, the blessing is for life and good. It's how to speak that into existence. The curse is for death and evil, how to speak those into existence. Well, that's pretty fascinating. And then he says, therefore, I tell you, a command today, command you, choose life that you may live. Now, what is fascinating with that is that he didn't say choose between life and death. He didn't have to, because we've already chosen death. We chose death when death happened, clear back at Adam and Eve, when he said, in the day you eat of it, dying you shall die. They ate of it, death happened. Throughout the physical realm, throughout things, there's been death ever since. There's been thorns and thistles. There's been decay. There's been uh, decomposition. All sorts of bad news stuff has happened ever since death came onto this planet in that way. When the person who was in charge, Adam, made death his priority. Well, now we have death. That's the default setting. It happens. But if we want to have something good happen, what do? Oh, well, that's cool because we choose life. Choose life that you may live. Well, that's cool. Life that you may live. You and your seed. It's amazing how when you start speaking life, it affects the people around you with life. That's absolutely amazing. And what's it do? It causes us to be able to love Jehovah our God, to listen to his voice, to cleave to him, for he is your life. When you choose life, he is your life. And the length of your days, so that you may live in the land which Jehovah has sworn to your fathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, to give it to them. How absolutely fascinating. Choose life. Choose life. I think it's great that God has given us the ability to choose life, and then he gives all the things of life available to us for us to choose it. That's cool. Now, let's go on a little ways here, okay? Because it says that life, death, good, evil, blessing, cursing. It says that these are connected. These are pathways that we can choose. We can choose death, evil, and cursing. We can choose life, good, or blessing. We have that choice. That is absolutely amazing. Now, if you'd been with us on the charts before, you'd known where the heart is. The heart is the connection between the spirit and the soul. So right there, it's kind of fascinating. But if I choose death, I cause hardness of heart, and the things of life can't make it into my life, can't make it into my soul, can't make it in. I can't get life. I get death because I choose death. If I choose evil, then I get hardness of heart that keeps good from happening, keeps the good from coming in. I choose evil, I'll get the evil. Is that just that's the way it is? And so if I choose to curse, then that's hardening of my heart, and that keeps the blessing from happening. That's horrible. So what if it, when you choose the hardness of heart, you get death, evil, and cursing, and it's your choice? Well, you can get life, good, and blessing. That is also your choice. We can choose these things. We can. That's what he wants for us to have. To get these things in our lives is a beautiful and wonderful thing. To get this, well, that's life, good, and a blessing. I want that part. I don't like death, evil, and cursing very much. I've seen enough of that. Haven't you? See all that in your life, and even what has caused out of your life into other people? Aren't you tired of that yet? Well, you don't have to have that. You can choose life, good, and blessing. You can choose it. Now, that's because we have a choice of pathway. We can do which path we have. Now, that actually goes back to Jeremiah 6:16 is stand by the way and look at it. Now, as for the ancient path of the good way is, what's the ancient path? Life, good, and blessing. What's the bad news path? Death, evil, and cursing. But we have chosen to start talking about the blessing. Now, this is really cool. In Proverbs 18:21, it says, death and life are in the hand of the tongue, and those who love it shall eat its fruit. Death and life are in the hand of the tongue. What? Death and life are manipulated by the tongue. The tongue speaks and death happens. The tongue speaks and life happens. It's life and death are in the hand of the tongue. We can manipulate death and life by how we speak. That's amazing. When we start getting mad at people, getting angry, and just ripping, what are we doing? We're manipulating death to happen on them. Evil happens on them. We're cursing their existence because of what we're doing. Or we can choose to bless people. We can choose to put life in their life. We can choose to have good in their life. We speak that into existence. That's in the hand of the tongue. The tongue makes that happen. So that's what this verse is. It says death and life are in the hand of the tongue, and those who love it shall eat its fruit. That's amazing. That is totally amazing. When you love it, you'll eat the fruit of it. You eat the fruit of it. It becomes part of your life. Or you can eat the fruit of death, evil, and cursing. You can. But we produce the tree that produces the fruit that brings that about. Cursing and blessing. That's the choice we've been given. And in this passage, default is listed first. Death and life are in the hand of the tongue. When given to ourselves, we will curse. If given to ourselves, I see it all the time. Watch the little kids. Oh my word, they don't know about blessing, but boy, do they know about cursing. They know that. Give me that. You just give me that. You see all the damage happen. It's up to parents to teach them how to bless, so they can produce life in their life. Well, that's pretty amazing. Default is listed first. It's death. Well, that's pretty amazing. Well, that's what we've had to do today, is try to get across to you life and death by our choices. We speak them into existence. We want them. Death, evil, and cursing, or life, good, and blessing. It's your choice. Now, get on to crosstheswordministries.com, grab some stuff there, get into the bookstore, get those books. They will help you with all of this process. Both the teaching books and the novels will bring that. I wrote the novels So we do more teaching through a way to tell a story. So get all of them. They're really worthwhile. I think you'll like them. I think you'll like them a lot.
This has been a production of Cross and Sword Ministries. Our mission is to bring freedom to people through the studying of the Word and pursuing an ever-growing relationship with Jesus. For more information, or to be part of our ministry, visit crossandswordministries.com.